What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I have a special treat for you. Many of you have heard me reference, the term dark horse on Instagram and on live streams and a whole bunch of stuff. I've been hinting at this thing, and I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, are you about to unbox another Hinder? Yes, I definitely am. You know that I just recently unboxed an XM24, which was something I, sought out. And it was because of a bunch of information that I, obtained about, the future and specifically with XM24s and some other stuff. And that'll all come to light at some point. But today, actually, I'm going to unveil something that I didn't expect to, to win it for me. I didn't expect to win me over, which is, in many ways is the definition of a dark horse. The joke being Hinder knives in the logo. It takes full meaning in that. This guy came out of nowhere. I had already purchased my 24, but I'd only had it for a couple of days when Scott Whittington posted, simply put, the most beautiful thing that I had ever seen. And I knew that they were rare. I said, Scott, would you hold that for me for just a moment? I need to return the one that I purchased because it was still brand new. And so I did. And I don't normally do that. It's pretty rare that I do that, but sometimes if you watch my most recent Knife Guy episode, you'll know that sometimes it happens. You don't know you want it until it's right there in front of you. So, this is going to be a special video. Hang around even after the unboxing because I've got another surprise for you guys. This is another XM24, but the term dark horse in this case does not just apply, metaphorically, but also it's because this is a black stonewashed XM24. This is different from Blackwash. It's different from DLC. It's different from the Parkerized 01 that you see on the Vintage series. This is actually a dark tumbled, stonewashed blade. It's very difficult to, represent exactly what this looks like in person. It does look very different. Under the camera, it almost always has a bronze, sort of almost iridescent hue, but it's actually black and reflective. This is the single most attractive finish that Hinder knives has, in my opinion. Now, when I said stick around, it's because I have something already that I'm going to be adding to this. I love the blue and the black on the front. It's very pretty. But it's not 100% my cup of tea. I didn't have any choices. There was only one of these available, and I grabbed it immediately because I knew it would go quickly. I also picked up a textured carbon fiber scale that was made specifically for Hinder knives by Hinder knives, and I'm going to be installing it for you guys in time lapse with a little bit of music. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this bad boy put together. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. So this is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, is to make a blackout hinderer with carbon fiber, and I just didn't quite know. It's like all the puzzle pieces were there in my head, but I just didn't know it was going to be an XM24. I had kind of given up on obtaining a black stonewashed XM24 because, you know, the first time I saw it, of course, it was sold out everywhere. Those came out with the original batch of the Tri-Way XM24s, and they were just, like, gone. And then somehow this one popped up on USA Made Blade. But I know a lot of you guys probably wanted to see me do the disassembly in real time. There's a couple of reasons why that wouldn't be entertaining. It takes a long time. The time-lapse reduced, it was like 18 minutes to, what was it, like a minute and 30 seconds? Maybe it was less than that, minute 15, something like that. But in the case of this one, you guys might have noticed that I was using a combination of pennies and the hinderer disassembly tool, or the armorer's tool. And that's because this side of it is meant to fit the spanner side. And a lot of times I can just use my penny with a notch cut in it to get at the spanner side. But sometimes the leverage isn't enough. And you guys might be wondering, why are you using pennies? It's because the copper coating on the outside of the penny is soft. And I have definitely ruined pivots, and I've ruined the spanner side of the pivot barrel by using screwdrivers and things that aren't fitted properly. And it sucks when you get a brand new hinderer to get a huge mark on a piece, especially that spanner side, that just bothers you. It'll tear at your heartstrings, you know, especially considering how much these cost. The XM24 is a $600 knife. The fact that it's a black stonewashed model makes it a $635 knife, and then the carbon fiber scale by itself is a $100 scale, making this a $735 knife. Yeah, I wasn't going to risk tearing up the hardware. I could care less, you know, if people say, oh, it's meant to be used, but no, it's mine, and I just bought it. So that's what I think about that. Yeah, so I go at this side with a penny. The other reason I don't use this side of the hinder tool is because sometimes they have quite a bit of blue Loctite in there. You guys saw how big the pivot, the actual pivot screw is. It goes all the way through to the other side. So a little bit of excess blue Loctite will definitely ensure that these don't free spin, but they can be difficult to get out. And with that big of a blade and this expensive of a knife, you really have to be careful. Taking the blade halfway out and sitting it up might seem kind of crazy, but that's actually what I found is the easiest way to do that with the lock bar not engaged. You want that the detent ball on the face of the blade, and then you want to carefully unscrew things with the penny and then hold the spanner side in place with this, because you can get a lot more leverage if there's some extra blue Loctite on there, which, as you guys saw, there was. It took quite a bit of effort to get that thing out. I did make one mistake. I took all the body screws out before I had the pivot all the way out, and then everything started to kind of try to spring apart. So keep one or two body screws in there while you're doing that, and then you can slowly, you know, remove them once you get the pivot all the way out. Once you have everything out, it's far easier to get back together. And as you could see, everything came back together flawlessly. The lock bar insert, the lock is still engaging exactly where it was when I got it. It's perfectly centered. It's still got the fall shut action, and it still fires just as hard. You guys might be wondering, what is that filler tab? So I got this filler tab from Scott Whittington on an order. There were a few of those that he gave out on some orders a while back. That's the USA Made Blade logo. And to my surprise, it came with one of my hinder orders, and I held on to it because I thought, you know what? There's going to be a legendary build at some point that I'm going to order from USA Made Blade, and it's going to be worthy of that filler tab. And this is definitely the one. A lot of you guys saw my community post that I'm looking for a steel flame filler tab. For those of you who know what that is, those are super expensive. They are not the filler tabs that you find, you know, for 10, 15 bucks on retailer sites. The steel flame Crusader Cross filler tabs are very expensive and very rare. I'll take this opportunity to let you guys know, I know how much they're worth, and I'm looking for one. If you've got one and you're willing to part with it, I will buy it. The Zerk ones, the ones with the wings on the shield, the ones with just the Crusader shield. I'd also go with a Spartan helmet. Yeah, PayPal is ready. If you've got one and you want to sell it to me, I will buy it. Absolutely. So, yeah, I just wanted to take that opportunity there. But yeah, for the time being, this is going to be in here. Scott is an awesome person, and he didn't do me any favors. I paid full price for this, and I was happy to. I love doing business with USA Made Blade. That guy, you know, is limited on personnel right now, given the situation in the world. And I called in after I had messaged him on Instagram and talked to him, and he's like, "Yeah, no problem, man." And we got things worked out quickly. He had a shipping label on that thing and out the door immediately, which is just greatly appreciated. And it came in it was packed up correctly. It came absolutely perfect. There was no flaws in this. This is an absolutely perfect specimen, and I'm just completely and totally overjoyed. I know some of you guys are looking at this like, why would you take the blue black scale off and put the... Because I wanted the carbon fiber one, you know? I just wanted the all black hinder, and I'm glad that it's on this XM24. It's just wonderful. I'm so happy with this. I hope you guys were entertained by this. This was fun to do. I wanted to do something epic and just, I don't know, a little bit different, you know, because I'm a huge hinder nut, and this is a pretty important one, guys. Given you know what this is and the finish on it, and just I don't think this is going to be one that's going to be easily obtainable for me in the future. So I know I say it all the time, and you guys can give me an eye roll if you want. This one's probably going to hang around for a while. And it's mainly because there's something that's going to be made for this in the future that I want to get my hands on. So I got to keep it until then at least. But anyways, guys, that's going to be pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. If you'd like to take a look at my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like. So check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on this metal complex logo right here and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks for watching, everybody. And thanks, Scott Whittington. And have a great day.